my way, their way. We arrived at the village and found my associates waiting for us. Their search for the snowman had come to naught. They had searched for 5 days and had given up in disgust and were returning to the village when their attention was called to what seemed to be the form of a man outlined against the sky on a ridge about 1 mile distant. Before they could bring their field glasses to bear upon him, he had so far disappeared they were able to obtain only a glimpse. This glimpse gave them the impression of an ape-like form covered with hair. They hurried to the place but did not find any further evidence. Although they spent the remainder of that day searching the surrounding country, they could find no further evidence and gave up the search. After hearing my report, my associates wanted to return to the temple, but Emil said we would visit a similar one within the next few days, and they decided to forego the second trip. Quite a number of people from the surrounding country had congregated at the village for healing, as couriers had gone out with the tidings of the rescue of the 4 who had been captured by the snowman. We stopped over the next day and attended the assembly and saw some remarkable cures. One young woman, about 20 years of age, who had had her feet frozen the previous winter, had them restored. We could actually see the flesh grow until they were normal, and she walked with perfect ease. 2 blind people had their sight restored. One of them, we were told, was born blind. There were a number of minor cases healed. All seemed profoundly impressed by the work. After the assembly, we asked Emil whether there were many converts. He said a great many were really helped, and in that way their interest was aroused. They would for a time become workers, but the greater part of them soon fell back into their old ways of living, as they found it would be too much exertion to take up the work in earnest. People nearly all live an easy, carefree life, and there seems to be about 1% of those that profess to believe that are really in earnest. The rest depend entirely upon others to help them when they get into trouble. Right here is where a great deal of their trouble lies. The masters say they can assist everyone that really desires help, but they cannot actually do the work for anyone. They can tell others of the abundance in store for them, but to be actually one with and of the abundance, each individual must accept and prove it for himself by actually knowing and doing the works.